June 25th marks the 70th anniversary of the start of the Korean War. This year's anniversary comes a day after North Korea announced it will suspend military action plans against South Korea, following weeks of escalating tensions and stalled denuclearization talks. Up to 5 million people lost their lives, including many civilians, during the Korean War. Having been under Japanese rule, the Korean peninsula was divided into two territories along the 38th parallel after Japan's defeat at the end of World War II, with the Soviet Union taking control of the north and the United States taking over the south. North Korea came to be known as the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, while South Korea was named the Republic of Korea. It was on June 25, 1950, that thousands of soldiers from the North Korean People's Army crossed over the 38th parallel, sparking the Korean War and what was dubbed as the first military action of the Cold War between the Soviets and Americans. Back-and-forth raids continued across the divide, with China joining in on the side of the Soviet Union and the United Nations backing the U.S. The war ended after 3 years in 1953, resulting in an armistice and a peninsula that now housed two hostile neighbors, separated eventually by a 4-kilometer-wide demilitarized zone. As the war came to an end, thousands of families were ripped apart, not being allowed to see each other or even communicate for decades. Around 20,000 people have been able to briefly meet with their family members since government-sanctioned visitations began at the turn of the century. The families are selected by lottery and only have a few hours to spend with each other, meeting for the first and very likely the last time since their separation. The two countries only allow family members to meet each other once, and they've conducted about 20 rounds of such gatherings, which are heavily monitored. The families generally remain unaware of the fate of their loved ones until they are set to meet. The reunions are emotional, nostalgic, and bittersweet, with gifts exchanged and tearful farewells. South Korea has listed more than 132,000 people coming from divided families, while the Red Cross says it's identified a total of 57,000 survivors, 41% of whom are in their 80s and 21% in their 90s, an indication that time may be running out for the chance to reunite a separated generation.